Product not yet rated. The world's most notorious killers. The Collector. Tarantula. Rupert Bellum. Have just met their match. Ruby. What the
Here we go.
This fall, rock, load, and live to tell about it. Wet. Coming this fall on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
Hi, who are you?
My name is Ashraf Ismail. I'm the lead game designer on Wet.
Okay. What does it mean, wait?
So Wet, the name Wet refers to Wetworks. So Ruby, she's our hero. She's what we call a problem fixer. That means she gets paid a lot of money to fix problems that are going to get very messy, very bloody, high collateral damage. And so the name Wetworks refers to these types of missions. It's a CIA term. And so that's the kind of missions Ruby goes on. And we shorten it to Wet. It also kind of shows that Ruby will get the environment wet with blood is the idea as well.
Okay. How many time for made this game?
How long has it been made?
Yeah.
It's been about 3.5 years.
Okay.
We've been working on this game.
For how many people? For how people this game is made? It's very adult.
This is a mature game for
yeah,
sure.
It's mature.
You know, we don't take ourselves seriously with this game. We had a lot of fun making it. So there's a lot of humor. There's a lot of violence. We like to think of it as a kind of comedic violence. It's so over the top that it's comedic. But it is a mature game for sure. We're not kidding anybody. It's an adult game.
I see many women in the video game. Actually, what do you think about?
You know, I think with Wet, that was something from the beginning that we thought that there was a very good opening for, a very strong, powerful female heroine. And so we saw this opening because at the time there weren't that many female characters. There's a lot of male characters, of course. And we always like to say that, you know, this game could have been made with a man as the hero. There's nothing in the story that specifically required it to be a woman, but the nature of the way our mechanics work, like the acrobatics, so they need to be graceful, they need to be fluid, and so it made sense that it was a woman. And also, like I said, there was an opening for a strong female hero, and you know, we're really proud of Ruby. We think she looks wonderful, and she feels iconic to us. She stands out a lot. And I think people, as they play the game, will see a lot of her character come out in the game and hopefully enjoy her.
Okay, Ruby have a story. She have a character.
Yep. So the single player story is there's a story arc that you go through. It's one large story arc. It starts off with a mission. Ruby gets hired to make sure that the mission goes through. Problems happen, and so Ruby jumps in to fix the problem. She fixes it, but that kicks off the rest of the story. In our game, you don't really learn about Ruby's history or her background, but you learn a lot about her as a character and as a person, and what her values are, and what she values in life, I suppose. So you do learn a lot about Ruby, but you don't get to see her history just yet. We kind of wanted to keep her a bit of a mystery, kind of like the Clint Eastwood Man with No Name kind of thing. Like, she has a bit of mystery, and we'll explore that later on.
Okay. Wait, it's a revolution in this kind of game?
So for the way we look at it is, at the core of this game is it's a third-person shooter, but we tried to do something different with it. A lot of other third-person shooters might have gone the route of cover mechanics, and we wanted to do something different. The nature of Ruby's character is she's very aggressive. She takes enemies head-on, and she takes the fight to them. So to show that off, we use acrobatics. That's our core. And so the acrobatics really is our way of getting the player to be aggressive with the enemies. The game will reward them for doing acrobatics by giving them split targeting, giving them slow motion. The reward system, the scoring system, also really rewards a player for being acrobatic and fluid. And so for us, that combined with the sword attacks, which you can use from any acrobatic, and gunplay, which you can shoot anytime, anywhere. There's a lot of similar mechanics, as you mentioned, to other games, but the feel of the game is really different. It really does feel like a different type of third-person shooter. It has its own unique aesthetics. And I tell people all the time, pick up a controller, feel it out, and you'll definitely feel something different. I think people are going to really enjoy this.
Okay. It's possible to upgrade Ruby styles, weapons?
Yes. As you pull off acrobatics, as you kill enemies, you get rewarded for each kill. You collect these points, and these points is actually a currency that you use to purchase upgrades for all her weapons, upgrade her health, unlock new moves for Ruby, unlock sword attacks from virtually all her acrobatics. So again, the more fluid you are, the more spectacular you are in your kills, the game really rewards you for it, and you unlock more moves that way and upgrades for your weapons and such.
Okay.
So other games I've worked on. My last game was Skate for EA.
Yeah.
So I worked on Skate, and before that I had worked on a few FIFA titles, NBA Live, a bunch of sports games with EA,
Okay.
and then eventually Skate. There was an unannounced title somewhere in there,
Okay.
And then moved on to what after Skate.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Here we go.